for you?
It's doing really well, actually. It's better than I had in Detroit, so it's pretty.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I see the video feed. Just going to refresh. Awesome. I'll send it a tweet. And yeah, volume is good. Everything's fine from earlier. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we'll just wait a minute or two for people to trickle in.
No
Tell
problem.
people that we are live in the Discord. Hello.
What's up, guys?
Oh, we also have Miroslav popping in the gaming hour.
Oh, awesome. Hey, that's
How's it going? So yeah, let's see. It is now 4 o'clock. Welcome everyone to another Identity Developer Twitch stream. The weather, I don't know if you guys are around the eastern part of Canada, but holy cow. I woke up to freezing rain and lightning today, a very strange combination. The roads are just wonderful outside, and I hope you all are having a nice cozy day if you're getting some bad weather like we
you
are.
know. Speaking of the bad luck, before we started,
Sure.
so maybe I didn't really have bad luck. Maybe I got lucky that they missed my furniture delivery because I didn't have to wake up and go out there in the cold this morning like you did.
That's true. The roads weren't that bad, but if you were having to de-ice your car, it was not fun at all.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But yes, this is the first Twitch stream we've had since Motown has got into the office with him being present with us. He's not actually physically in the office right now. He's back at his apartment because he had to do some rearranging furniture and stuff like that. But he's finally here, and I just want to kind of take a quick second to ask how you have been enjoying your time here so far, Motown.
I love it. I'm really happy that I made the move over here.
Excellent, because that's definitely a big leap for any person. I would be greatly anxious and intimidated by that, but you seem to be handling it just fine.
Yeah, it feels like home, man. Like I feel like I made the right choice. It's great.
Excellent. Perfect. So today we have Antoine on deck for the stream. He is currently modeling a lamp, which is very illuminating to say the least. And we also have Miroslav popped in. He might be talking a bit later if he wants to. It's always fine when other devs join in. And we might be getting John a bit later. He's currently finishing up some work. We'll see how that goes. But at the very least, you'll have Motown and I to help answer questions. And of course, the lovely mods in the Twitch chat. They'll be trickling in when they can. And they're always great to help answer questions.
Do have some little bit of news today, though.
Oh, do tell.
So yesterday we were approved on Steam for Identity. So we
really?
Yeah. I guess John didn't mention that to you.
No.
He must have forgotten to talk about it, but yeah, we're good to go on Steam as soon as we get like the game files uploaded to Steam or whatever for the town square. Whenever that's ready, set up our store page, we can go live.
Wow, that means I really need to make a work account Steam because I still don't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's excellent news. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited, man. Things are moving in the forward direction. I'm very happy. Awesome. So I guess we'll do the usual. We'll be taking questions from both the Twitch chat and the Discord. And I always like to start off with something rather easy just to get ourselves warmed up. I would like to start with one by Death Clock from the Discord, Motown. He's wondering if there's any way in Identity you can anonymously message other users or discreetly exchange money without other people knowing.
That's a good question. Not currently in our design documents. When you message a player in Identity as it currently stands, they will see your username and know who sent them a message. I guess potentially another alternative solution to that maybe because you can kind of hide your identity by wearing a face mask. Maybe you can drop some money on the ground, back away so that they're out of like far enough away to not be able to see your name over your head while you're wearing the face mask, and let them collect it off the ground or something.
Awesome.
one way to do it, but maybe not ideal. But we can continue talking about other solutions for that.
Excellent. Yeah, sounds good. Here's one from the Twitch chat. I think you might be actually pretty good for this question. Someone's wondering if you'll be able to find treasures while diving or swimming around.
Absolutely, yes. There will be shipwrecks. Uh, you will have to buy some scuba gear. You can dive underwater for a short period of time without any gear on, but you'll probably want to buy some scuba gear to go treasure hunting with.
Yes.
In Identity, and there definitely will be tons of treasure for you to discover under your water.
Sounds exciting. Yeah. I definitely like to make that one of my hobbies, my pastimes. Cool. Let's take another one from the Discord. One moment, please. All right. Well, since you're the art guy, Motown, just in terms for Module 1 in particular, will you be able to customize your clothes in Module 1? And by customize clothes, I mean maybe make a company logo, add your own image or design to it, things like that.
Yes, so you can create your own company logo, and when your company manufactures clothing, it can be placed in a select location on the piece of clothing that showing that your company designed or manufactured that piece of apparel. And anytime anybody purchases that apparel, that logo will be visible on their body.
Excellent.
In some cases, it might be really tiny, but because it's kind of like putting like a tag on a T-shirt. It's not taking up the entire design, like front end
Hmm.
of the T-shirt. It's just kind of like a little sleeve logo, maybe, or a little breast logo.
Cool. And I mean, obviously, we won't have jobs or things like that in the first module. People will be given money to play with, or maybe the features that require money will just be free. But for module 1, we can still maybe do this logo type stuff, even though we can't have corporations.
No, not in module one.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Cool, cool. Excellent. I just had to refresh my Twitch stream. Sorry, so the chat disappeared a bit, but I do know people were asking a bit about the video. As far as I've been told, we are still on track to get something out for January, which is good. Everyone in the office is working very hard on
Yep.
getting things together, and it is definitely shaping up. What was cool today was that it wasn't the most recent build, but Andrew got a playable build for me to try out on one of the PCs in here. So I got to run around and do stuff. Pretty simple, but a lot of fun. It's cool to finally see the assets and the programming actually, meet themselves in a nice marriage and have certain playable, parts to it. It's fun. So
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And I actually I saw the video yesterday too, and it was really looking
oh
nice.
yeah, one of
I'm
the
really excited.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Cool.
Like the current state of the video, but it's
Yeah,
almost done.
yeah.
It's almost done, and I can't wait for us to release.
Yeah. So we're definitely on track to getting that out for you guys. We know waiting sucks, but it is coming along. It's nice to see progress internally. If I could show that stuff with you, I would, but I would have my head cut off. I'm very sorry. Awesome. Also, someone is just asking real quick again, Motown, because he missed just how are you finding Canada so far in terms of the weather and things like that?
Oh, it's great, man. I love my new place. I love how close I am to the shopping centers around here. It's just great. Like I do have to take the bus to work, like you do.
Hmm.
But that's like it's worth it. It's worth having to take the bus, being where I am.
Yeah, for sure. I'm in the same boat. I'd love to get a car and license, but it's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
Awesome. I see a few more questions in the Twitch chat about pricing. So how it is right now is that Identity, if you just want the game, you can pre-order it by paying $15, and that will give you access to the full game when it comes out. It's pretty heavily discounted at this time because $15 for a full game, it's usually not standard practice. So it will rise in the future. By how much, I'm not entirely sure. But when the new website comes out, prices will change a bit. Now, a lot of people, this is in tandem with another question, a lot of people can't use PayPal because in some countries they simply don't have it or they just want to use their credit card. When the new website comes out, we will have at least one more payment option, at least handle credit cards. Um, but a lot of people were complaining because that's also when we're planning to adjust the prices. So I talked with John today, and what's probably going to happen is that when the new website is up, we'll keep the prices where they are for a day or two, just as some sort of special, like website launch sale, and then they will adjust because it's not exactly fair to the people who have the money right now, but simply don't have a method to pay. So hopefully that'll satisfy some people's concerns. I think it's a good idea because
Yeah,
if you
I'm
have
ha-
the money but just can't physically give it to us, then that's kind of annoying. But so that's probably what's going to happen. If you have the $30 founder pledge package on the website, that is what gets you access to the modules, the beta, and it'll give you the full game. That's probably the most common purchase we have. And yeah, if you have any more questions about pricing, feel free to just hit us up because I'll get you the answers. Oh, and in terms of when the new website is coming out, no specific date, but it'll very likely come out before Module 1 or be launched alongside Module 1. Cool. Awesome. Let's take another one from the Discord because I just took a few from the Twitch chat. One moment, please, everyone. This one's interesting. How many houses will there be for each server, Motown? So how many houses are in the game world right now that you can purchase?
the last time we had a meeting about it,
Mm-hmm.
there will be a total of 500 houses.
Wow.
But that's like it could decrease, it could increase. We won't know until we finish propping all of the houses into the map.
That's
When we get to that.
interesting. I like that because I was originally thinking, oh, there might be like 50 or so to make them very, incentivized, like exclusive, but having more than maybe what the servers will hold because we aren't too sure on the final. But that's a good
Yeah,
amount of houses. That means like everyone could have one.
absolutely. There's entire neighborhoods, so of just player houses so you can be living right next to another player in a neighborhood, a suburban area.
Wow. Impressive, dude. Cool. Um, Someone from the Twitch chat Stat Track LCD is asking, what will the founder's hat look like? And you know what? I don't think I ever asked what the founder's hat will look like.
So we do have the Kickstarter hat, and then we have the website pledge hat, and I think that's what he's referring to. Um, the Kickstarter hat has a Kickstarter logo on it, and the uh, website pledge hat has a identity logo on it.
Oh, cool.
And that's
Kickstarter
and it's
allows
the
you
only
to use their
time.
logo? Sorry.
Apparently, yeah. So we didn't specifically ask about it, but
Okay.
we have seen other companies doing it. So we're
Okay, yeah.
It seems hopefully it'll be okay. And when we actually put it into the game, we'll get
Double
confirmation
check.
with them. Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds pretty cool, dude. Awesome. Let's take another quick one from the Twitch chat. Tisha's asking, will lower end houses and apartments be more rundown looking inside? Like, will there be options for people that maybe want to have torn carpet, broken tile, things like that in their house or apartment?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, some of the lower end houses when you first purchase them, or lower end apartments even, will look a little bit dilapidated when you first enter it before you actually begin to decorate it yourself.
Dilapidated. I haven't heard that word before.
Yeah. So broken down, kind of run down,
Cool.
low income areas, but yeah, so you'll definitely see that, and you'll probably also be able to choose those options as decoration options, not just a default layout too. So if you really want your house to look really run down and full of mold, I guess you can. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool, dude. I like that. Cool. We'll take another one from the Discord this time. Here's a simple one, and you're the art guy, so it suits you. Will officers be able to have uniforms that have gold police badges on them?
Gold police badges.
Perhaps.
So we have these bronze police badges that are on the uniforms.
Okay.
And they look pretty gold to me. They're supposed to be bronze, but they appear gold,
All right.
and that's probably how they will stay. I think if you guys saw it, I'm not sure. Did we ever show a picture of the new sheriff uniform?
I posted Umut's thing to both Facebook and
Oh,
Twitter. So
good.
yeah,
Is
and
it
a lot of people liked it. They're
okay?
like,
Good,
"Wow."
good. Was it bronze or silver on that one? I don't remember.
You know what?
But
I'm just gonna scroll up in new media, and it should be.
either or, there will be a bronze one that will appear very goldish, but probably more gold than bronze. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Fair enough. Uh, ooh, here's a simple but deep question. Then I don't think we've ever just tackled it in its most general aspect. We've talked a lot about the driving. Someone in the Twitch chat is just wondering how realistic will the driving be in Identity?
it'll definitely be realistic. Like we want to create something immersive. So when you are driving an identity, if you wreck your car, it will be impactful to you. We don't want people kind of driving around all crazy, running red lights, ramming into street signs and stuff. We want that to have an actual impact on your vehicle because
Quite literally.
yeah, quite literally. We want you to take it seriously. We want you to take driving seriously, so that you're not acting recklessly unless you intend to get a ticket or break your car to the point where it will no longer be operational. You will not survive a stunt jump like you would in Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm.
If you go off a ramp in Identity, wherever there might be a ramp, you'll probably break your car. It'll require repairs. You'll have to wait for roadside assistance.
Awesome. I hope that answers your question in the chat. The fun dude. It's definitely going to be probably pretty different from most games you've played in terms of the severity of the damage you can have. And as Motown mentioned, you're really going to feel it if you have to, repair your car, or you will be paying for insurance most likely. So you're going to want to be careful with your vehicles. They're like your own kin.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was Miroslav just popping out. Um, cool though. Excellent, excellent. Let's take another quick one. So this one's interesting. In the overworld, on the island for Identity, will there be an insane asylum or something for like mental patients, things
Uh,
like that?
so there will not be an insane asylum. And what's actually funny about that, a lot of people assume they see the asylum in our name, Asylum Entertainment.
Yeah.
And we were actually talking about this yesterday, I think, in the office. Asylum Entertainment, despite the logo appearing very
Yeah, asylumy.
asylumy, actually isn't an insane asylum. It is actually a political asylum. It's it started from our Altus Life community, where we our goal as a community was to provide a safe haven from the abuses of administrator staff from other communities. We wanted to give people a place to go where they wouldn't have to worry about that sort of thing. Uh,
Oh, that's an
yeah,
interesting origin.
yeah, and so we were like a political asylum away from the abuse and corruption of other abusive
Oh,
communities, much like our own uh, competitors of ours. But and that's where we adopted the name.
interesting. Yeah, I guess the story there runs a bit deeper, but we don't have time to go into the
Yeah,
details. Cool though. Nice. I like hearing the lore of the land, so to speak. Um, cool, cool. Here's another one from the Twitch chat. Let's see here. Someone asked what will be available in the first beta, and just gonna clarify for a second. We're kind of treating the modules as their own things. They're not technically alphas or betas, but then again, you're not necessarily wrong to call them that. But basically, in the first module, which is currently slated for March 21st, you'll be able to get a feel for the social interactions within Identity. The big feature for that is going to be apartment customization. Every player will be given their own apartment to play around with and put stuff in. So that'll be fun to mess around with. But apart from that, you can go to the cinema and watch movies with friends. You can do some karaoke in front of other people, which is pretty neat. You can write books. You can paint stuff on what are they called? Not pastels, not portraits, but
Canvas.
yeah, yeah. You can paint stuff on a canvas for your apartment and maybe even get it inside the local art gallery. And even John built a game board for chess, so you'll be able to do that too. And in module one, it's basically a bunch of little things you can kind of get a feel for with other people. The second module, there's no date for it yet, but it will feature SWAT scenarios. So you will be able to engage in bank heists. It'll be, teams of SWAT officers versus criminals. It'll be objective based. The criminals are going to want to get the money and get out, which will be pretty interesting. So module two will focus more on weapons and things like that. And then the third and final module we'll have is going to focus on driving. You'll be able to get a feel for how vehicles handle, and you'll be able to race other players. So those are the three modules that we currently have planned. And then after all those are done, later on, before the full release, we'll have a beta of like the full open world. And yeah, that's currently our plan. But in terms of a goal for Module 1, it's probably the most lax in that aspect. There are things you can strive for, but there's no actual like objective that you might be familiar with from other video games. That's more for Modules 2 and 3, where you have a clear objective to, prevent the criminals from escaping or, beat your friends in a race. But hopefully that gave you some info. Cool. Gonna take another one from the Discord. One moment, please. Oh, this one's cool. You might know the answer to this one, Motown. Someone was asking, can you purchase farmland, and do certain houses come with gardens you can grow crops in?
I think you can purchase a farm that like comes with farmland. I don't know if you can purchase the farmland individually, but
Okay.
there is farmland all over the map that most players can utilize just for growing crops publicly, or even just growing illegal narcotics like marijuana in the deep in the cornfield.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. And I guess you got to make sure that other people don't accidentally harvest your marijuana or things like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you will, while you're doing that, you'll have to protect it. It's not going to be a long process. I'm thinking somewhere around 10, 15 minutes to wait for it to fully mature before you can harvest and sell it.
Cool. Interesting mechanic. But yeah, as he mentioned, it won't take too long. You're not going to be spending hours staring at, a bush to grow. It won't be like super long. So you can accurately defend it, but you can go leave it to grow and hopefully find it when you return. It's a bit of a risk versus reward type thing. Cool though, cool. Let me skim through the Twitch chat real quick. Just to take a brief intermission. Antoine's doing great. This lamp is already taking shape. It's looking really cool. Very nice to have artists like this.
Yeah, it looks very smooth.
Very smooth. Awesome. So someone was wondering, because we mentioned painting, is it ever possible to paint creations and sell them perhaps for a certain amount of in-game money?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one second. Let me just silence my phone real quick.
No problem.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so you absolutely can create paintings. As you saw in the apartment customization video, when you create a painting, you can actually take it off of the canvas and hang it on the wall, or put it in your inventory, and go to an art gallery, maybe display it there, put a price on it, and anybody that goes to
Cool.
the art gallery wants to buy your painting, they can purchase it from there. Or
Awesome.
you don't necessarily have to sell it at the art gallery. You can sell it to a friend. You can maybe sell it on the market. You know,
Yeah, that sounds good. And just to clarify, obviously some people will have some rather cheeky submissions. We do have some moderation in place to help prevent, some
yeah,
strange promiscuous images from circulating. It'll be both a bit of, I think, automation and just through manually checking.
yes, absolutely. We actually have like a gallery that every painting and like that players create gets uploaded to, and we can just kind of go through and click through the gallery, deleting with a single
Yeah.
click anything that we don't like want to be there.
Cool. Yeah. Always good to have make sure it's not run amok with some very bizarre creations. But that being said, we're only going to remove stuff that's like very apparently wrong. We like seeing people express their creative vision if we can allow it. So it's cool. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There's one question that I actually wanted to go over. I'm not too sure if you'd have the most knowledge on it, but basically, someone was wondering, how do you go about starting a criminal organization, and how many people can like a criminal organization or a gang contain, really? Because we talk a lot about police and police-related activities, but we haven't really gone into what the criminals can do and maybe how you form gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's not a difficult process. At, at least not like it'll probably be even simpler than creating a corporation. There might be like a startup fee for a corporation, but with a gang, that is just a matter of setting one up um, and inviting your friends to it. Um, Gangs do have like some progression levels to them, so that the higher level you are, the maybe you can um, unlock some tools to make life more convenient for your gang, or even perhaps the ability to purchase like higher tier property. I don't know. Just
Okay.
for because there are gang houses, there's like big mansion type of things. We're still
Oh,
working out the details exactly of what things will allow gangs to do separately from individuals and corporations and other players in the game. But
mhm.
um, it'll be really cool.
Excellent. Yeah, I certainly look forward to some of the sort of criminal activities you can do because you can definitely get a group of friends together to try and attempt a bank heist, and that'll most certainly be fun. Um, and I remember you mentioning one time something about a Federal Reserve, and that being like the biggest, hardest thing to break into.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the Federal Reserve robbery is we consider that kind of end game content, and it's going to require several groups of people, maybe 25 players, 15, 25 players, to pull off successfully.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So you and this group, this army of people, really, maybe your gang, will actually have to initiate this sequence together, where you'll be put into an instance to off zone so that nobody can disturb you besides the cops that we put up against you, and and you'll just fight it out over this Federal Reserve break-in, where you'll have to go through many different corridors, get into the building, uh, get break through these maybe multiple vaults during the process, and then try to escape somehow.
That sounds pretty crazy. Whoa. Awesome. I could see why you consider it a bit of like an end game thing, because that sounds pretty
Yeah, yeah.
hefty.
Definitely going to take a lot of preparation. You're going to have to bring your best weapons with you, because the police will be well equipped.
Awesome. Excellent. Um, cool. Let's see. I saw one I wanted to answer. Someone in the Twitch chat is asking, will there be hunger and thirst? Yes, there will be. They won't be super detrimental to your house. If you aren't eating or drinking, you're not going to die. But we will have some minor inconveniences that'll kind of nudge you towards taking care of those necessities.
Yeah,
Probably maybe slowing you down or something like that. Nothing
yeah,
crazy.
stamina loss and little inconvenience things like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh, I have one just from the Discord just now. Got added. Oh, cool. The Moose asks, what types of crops will be in the game, and will raising animals be an option? You want to take this one, Motown?
What types of crops will be in the game, and will raising it? Well, so you can have pets in Identity, but you can't like raise farm animals. That's not really part of the game. But you can have animals for the sake of just having non-exotic pets like cats and dogs. Uh, for crops, you can raise corn, different other commodities. You can grow marijuana in your field if you want to. Uh, a few other, we don't want to get too complicated with the whole crop mechanic, because it'll probably mostly be like maize and corn and the simple things like that.
Yeah.
Because we it just doesn't seem necessary to kind of go like crazy with like 50 different types of crops like you can in real life, you know.
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
But the different types of crops that you can grow, they will have different like processing lengths, you know. So you'll have to wait longer for certain types of things that'll wield better uh, results selling it.
Nice. Yeah. Wow. Definitely interesting with all these different systems we have working together. It's going to be cool to see what people actually prefer to do. Very excited for this. Um, and with people doing work and things like that, they're going to have to carry stuff in their inventory. And someone was asking in the Twitch chat, what is the inventory's limit and how much can you hold in your pockets? And from what I recall, it's weight based, correct?
Yes, that's correct. It'll be based on the amount of weight you can hold on your character. We aren't really sure yet exactly how much that'll be, um, but you'll probably there'll probably be some way to increase it somehow through like strength training or some other matter.
Yeah, cool. And also, since we're on that subject, for vehicles, they also are weight based, but they're also grid based in the sense that you have to organize your materials in your trunk in a certain way. Kind of like almost like Tetris, I think, huh?
Yep, yeah, I'd compare it to Tetris. It's probably the easiest way to explain.
Neat. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that was a lot of questions just there. Good stuff. Thank you again to the mods for showing up in the Twitch chat. I definitely see Lightbringer Pip for helping answer questions. And oh, that's a cool thing you have going on, Antoine, with the curly, what's it called inside the light bulb?
Yeah,
The
that's the
filament or something.
yeah. He applied like a bend modifier to it, I believe. I missed it.
Looks cool. We're already at 4:30, halfway through the stream. Awesome. We'll definitely continue answering your guys' questions. With the next one being this one's by Razor from the Twitch Discord. Sorry. Will you be able to write letters to other people and identity? And is there some sort of delivery service, automated or otherwise, for delivering mail?
There is an automated delivery system. Other players will actually be tasked with like going to the distribution hub whenever mail is available, and
Cool.
bringing it to another distribution hub, or even bringing it from the distribution hub to your mailbox. We're still kind of working out exactly how deep we want to get with that, but we don't want to make it too complicated.
Hmm.
And we're afraid that like if you have to go like through all these neighborhood streets just to deliver each individual mailbox, you know, it'll
That'd be crazy.
it'll get a little repetitive. But we'll figure out a nice balance for it.
Cool. Maybe if there's no letters, could you maybe write something on a piece of paper and hand it to someone else just for, fun?
Yeah, you could definitely you could write books, so
Yes.
you can write onto some parchment and trade to another player. You'll probably also be able to mail those uh, notes, books, whatever you write
Nice.
to
Good to
another
hear.
player.
Definitely optimistic. I like that. Cool. Take one from the Twitch chat then. Oh, here's an interesting one. Will money have weight, and will there be a limit to how much money you can have in your inventory?
Money will probably not have a weight to it, and
Ooh.
there probably won't be a limit to how much you carry. That said, you'll want to be very careful carrying around your money, because any money that you have on your person when you die will drop on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that safely locked away in the bank where nobody can get it.
Yeah, for sure. Unless, of course, you're doing shady dealings and you have to have cash on hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Uh, cool. There's another one in the Twitch chat I wanted to quickly go over. Someone was wondering, are there any sort of armor types in Identity? And I don't think we have anything planned for body armor or things like that. Mostly because if we have a really good piece of equipment like that, it's gonna make everyone gonna want it, and then it'll become a necessity for like PvP and type things.
Exactly, and that's the kind of thing that we kind of want to avoid, where uh, everybody that can afford to have that stuff will have the best of it, and they'll have a clear advantage over everybody else in PvP. And so we really want to keep everybody on the same level playing field. So the only real difference between like what you can accomplish versus another player is what weapon you have. So uh, maybe you have a pistol and they have an assault rifle. You might want to think twice about engaging them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly that does sound not too rational unless you're feeling, lucky.
But yeah.
Cool. So let me skim through my big list of Discord questions because we'll take one from here. Cool. I'm not too sure if you'd be familiar with the answer to this one, but I would like to get your opinion on it regardless, Motown. Someone was wondering if they could hear some of the steps involved in a car crash, particularly if two guys bump into each other. Who's going to end up paying for the damages if that's even a thing? And what happens if the person who has to doesn't have any money on them?
Oh,
It's an edge case, but it's interesting.
yeah. So if you bump into another driver, you'll obviously be paying for the damages. I like it's hard to like I'd have to go back to the design document to remember exactly. It's been a while since I looked at this, but there insurance plays a part in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely an edge case, not necessarily the easiest question to answer, which is why I was going to wait for John. But
I think John might be able to answer that a little easier.
All right, so we'll put that one on hold for now, but it's very intriguing, and I definitely have this big list of stuff saved. If I don't get around to a question in the Discord, I'll definitely get around to it later. But cool. Let's try another one, something a bit more simple. This one's about private servers. Someone was wondering, when you have a private server, are you able to whitelist users to be able to join, or is everyone going to be able to join a particular private server? How do you change permissions to who can get in?
Could you repeat that again? So if you have a private server and
how can you choose who's able to get in? Can you whitelist users?
Yes,
Can you blacklist
yeah,
users?
you can blacklist and whitelist users. If you want to set up your server so it's whitelist only, you can do that. So only specific
That's
types of
good.
people can join your server. You can whitelist the police force. I know someone asked that in chat earlier.
Oh wow.
So yeah, if you only want certain individuals to be able to be a cop, you can make that happen as a server owner.
Cool. Any maybe passwords?
Passwords? Possibly. Yeah, I don't see why not. This seems like a reasonable thing we can do.
Cool. Yeah, good to know that there are options in regards to letting people in your server. Very, very nice. Cool. That's enough from the Discord for now. We'll try and take another one from the Twitch chat. Let's try this one. Will it be necessary to wash your money? And by that, I assume you're referring to dirty money. If you get a lot of money from an illegal activity like robbing a bank, because that's a pretty staple example, you can't just go outright and use the money right away. You will have to go to the loan shark, which is a user or an NPC, I should say, that takes your money, cleans it up, so to speak, and also takes a cut of it. So you won't be getting 100% back. But that's really the only way you can make the money usable. In terms of letting the money clean itself, I'm not too sure, Motown, if there's an expiry date where the money just becomes clean. But I'm pretty sure you need the loan shark for that.
I think you need the loan shark. Yeah.
Cool. And it's not actually like a loan shark in a sense that he's going to go bust your caps if you don't pay something on time.
Yeah, and he won't actually give you a loan. He's just called the loan shark because he's like
just a cool name.
The criminal bank is what really all he serves as.
Yeah. Cool. It was good to verify that sort of thing. Awesome. Also, I just welcome everyone again in the Twitch chat who's just trickling in right now. I have 130 viewers. That's pretty good. Excellent. And we'll definitely try and answer questions where we can. We'll take another one, this time from the Discord. Skimming, and I think I want to ask this. Since we're on the topic of private servers, will it ever be possible for users to add new features or functionalities to private servers? And off of that, will server owners be able to spawn or rearrange objects within the world?
Uh, Probably not. No, server owners probably won't be able to move objects within the world. I don't know about spawning things either, and that's not likely to happen either
Mm-hmm.
because while it is a private server, we still feel that these private server communities are representing us representing our game rather.
For
So
sure.
we want players on those servers to make sure that they're still having a fair experience and not having an administrator abuse them even on a private server.
Sure. And what this question or this topic usually brings up is the next question is almost always, will there be mods for identity? And I'm pretty sure, from what I recall, the answer is we we're not going to give a definitive answer towards mods until maybe a year or two after release. I know John in the past has expressed interest in allowing people to bring new features into the game far after launch. It's something that's still so early that we don't really have a specific answer on, mostly because we want to make the game and make it fun, so you don't need mods to enjoy it. We want to have the game out first before we even consider allowing people to,
Exactly.
get crazy with it. That being said, there will be customization within the game. We just talked about making your own logos for corporations earlier, painting things, writing books. There are things you can customize, and your character too. But in terms of allowing mods as a full-blown thing, we can't decide on that until sometime after launch, a few years maybe. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. Cool though. Let's move over to the Twitch chat once more. Well, someone is asking, will we be able to do jobs during the alpha? In terms of the modules, you won't need to particularly have a job because a lot of the features will be offered to you for free, just so players can try things out, not have to, make money to attempt things. We just want a lot of players to see what sort of things you can do in the full game and just test out settings.
Yeah. As we
Yeah.
get into beta testing, though, you'll have jobs that you can perform.
Yes. Specifically, after all three modules are done, we will have at some
Yeah.
point a beta of the full game, followed
Yeah,
by the launch.
and just to clarify, you answered this question earlier, but
Sure.
I at least I don't consider the modules beta.
Yeah.
Beta comes after the modules are already released.
Yes.
Um,
Precisely.
if anything, the modules are kind of an alpha, but really they're just kind of a separate thing entirely.
Yeah. To put it as the website puts it, the modules are small playable pieces of identity you can try out while waiting for the full game.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you don't need any funky nomenclature trying to classify them as an alpha or beta if you don't want to. It can just be its own playable build. That's usually what I refer to them as, just
Yeah.
small pieces. Cool. But yeah, it's always good to clarify that for sure. Awesome. Let's take another quick one from the Twitch chat. I know we will be able to rent or buy apartments, but will there be a time you think where we will be able to build our own homes from the ground up? And that's a tricky question to ask because usually when you have games that are like these big online games with things that you can construct and build from the ground up, they usually have to refresh the servers every few months because there's so much clutter, things basically begin to slow down, and there's a lot of network traffic if everyone would be able to build their own things. So right now, I don't think we're planning on allowing players to just pick a spot and create their own house from the ground up. That being said, Motown did earlier say that we will maybe even have around 500 houses on the world map, and you'll have apartments too to purchase. So there's definitely a lot of options. But in terms of constructing things, it's really a matter of networking stuff, lots of traffic and server load.
Yeah, it's unlikely that we'll ever actually have that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's take another one from the Discord, hopping over again. Oh, will the tattoos you get in the game be permanent?
Yeah, definitely. You mean
that
like
scares me.
wait, hold on.
Yeah, like
the
on your
ones
character.
the tattoos that you unlock in the
Yeah.
game will be permanently attached to your account. The tattoos that you put onto your character are not permanent. You can switch those out anytime you want. Sorry, I misunderstood
No,
that.
no, no. It's fine. Cool. So if you know get the tattoo for going into prison and stabbing someone, uh, you can toggle that on or off your character, or is that going to be permanently on your character?
No, it won't be permanent on your character. You
Okay.
can toggle.
Cool.
You can go. So when you do unlock the tattoo for going to prison for the first time, you'll
Hmm.
actually have to go to the tattoo shop, and it'll probably cost nothing to purchase. But you can just go to the tattoo shop, and you'll have access to that tattoo that other players that have never been to prison before won't have access to.
Interesting. Awesome. 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 Ooh, here's an interesting one from the Twitch chat. Basically, when you have a house, there will be some sort of upkeep maintenance fee every now and then that you're going to have to pay. Someone is wondering, will you have to do that online in the game, or will it be automatically deducted from your bank account? Stuff like that. Will there be a menu you can.
I'm thinking that you'll probably be able to choose. Um, so that you can set it up. You can click a button, and it'll automatically detect it from your bank account. If you are offline for a matter of time, like say a month or two, uh, that's not going to save you though. These houses, the game wants these houses to become available to new players as long as players are playing the game. So you'll eventually lose your house if you don't log in after a while.
Ah, yeah, nice. Definitely makes sense. You don't want to have people just sitting on these houses forever like they do in Vancouver and Toronto,
Exactly.
Canada. Excellent. Here's a question both from the Discord and the Twitch chat, and I think you, John, and I discussed this a bit a few days ago. And it's to do with how much progress transfers from server to server. I don't think we have all of the details ironed out just yet, but in your opinion, what do you think should transfer between official servers, anyways, just the official ones?
What things should transfer between the official servers?
Yeah,
So probably your house, your apartment anyway, not your house, but
yeah, yeah,
uh, um, your character
for
will
sure.
will purchase like so.
You'll keep the clothes?
Yeah, probably whatever clothing that you customize your character with. I don't know about money. I think
Yeah,
yesterday
money's hard to say. Money
we
is
were
hard.
yeah we were kind of leaning toward not doing money yesterday when we were
Hmm.
talking about it, when we had a little meeting about it.
Yeah, and the rationale behind that was like if we ever need more servers and we open them up, if people already have a bunch of money from the servers that were already up, they could all jump into the new one and gobble up all the houses and like valuable things. So it would be kind of disproportional and unfair to people that just starting out. Um, but once again, I'm not too sure what the final verdict will be, but we're probably leaning on no.
Yeah, it's still up in the air.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so cosmetics, visual things like that, and apartments, pledge rewards, I assume.
Yeah, it'll really come down to testing. When we get into testing, we can have a better idea of what we want to have go between servers.
Cool. See a few in the Twitch chat I can take real quick. What types of weather are you guys looking at? Any rain at all? Yes, there will be rain in Identity. We don't know if there will be crazier things like snow. If there will be snow, it won't accumulate on the ground, but there will definitely be rain. Um, and someone is wondering, will there be seasons depending on the time of year? You won't see leaves fall in the fall, and you won't see like specific visual indications of seasons changing, but there will be certain holiday events you can do that could get you some pretty cool items for your apartment to maybe make it look like you're in the festive season. We haven't really ironed out any of these sort of events we can have for holidays, but a lot of MMOs and things like that do have special events when Christmas
Christmas
rolls
rolls
around or
around.
Halloween rolls around. So there's definitely something we want to do for those kinds of
Yeah,
time frames.
you could definitely expect fireworks for Fourth of July, pumpkins for Halloween, and Christmas presents for Christmas. So
I would love to have pumpkins in my house.
yeah, yeah.
Sick.
and among other things as well. But just to give a short example.
Cool. And here's another quick one by Tisha. How long will an in-game day be in real life? Really, we're thinking of about 4 hours per, well, 4 real hours equaling one full day, and the in-game day being 3 hours of brightness and 1 hour of dark. We want to have more hours in the game in, oh, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
In the in-game day, we want that to be more bright than dark. So nighttime will be shorter. But we're thinking like 3 to 4 hours being the full day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bleh. Um, yeah, cool. Let's take another one from the Discord. I took a bunch quick ones from the Twitch chat. Gotta spread the love. So let's see. It's an interesting one. Does your character keep a passport you can look through? Maybe just like a menu of stats that, has your character's picture and things like that. Because we are calling the game purchase a passport because it's like you're flying into an island, right? Do you think that we'll have that in the game?
Yeah. So your access to the island is what we call a passport, and
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the game client. It is the
Just the purchase.
I guess you could say that, but it's really like after you're in the main menu of the lobby, you kind of select the passport button, and
Oh,
and you'll be transported to Identity's world.
that's cool.
And so that way, if we were ever to add additional islands in the future, you would have to purchase a separate passport for each of those, and you would select which passport you'd like to travel with, and
Cool.
go to whichever island you want to visit.
Awesome. So to answer the question, passports are kind of like physical items that just give you access to different islands. Perhaps if we get more in the future, there will be more passports to get. That's cool. Very neat. Awesome. Take another one from the Discord because I took a bunch from the Twitch chat earlier. Here's an interesting one. Motown. How do you think players will be able to perform emotes or expressions within the game? And by that I mean, will there be like a chat where you'll hit like /laugh? Will there be a radial menu? Will you keybind emotes to certain keys? What method do you think?
Probably all three of those. You can
Oh,
probably type in a slash command into the chat window and perform an emote. You can bring up a menu to select an emote to perform, or the third option was
keybinds.
keybind. So you'll probably be able to go into your options menu and bind an emote to a specific key on your keyboard. So yeah, it'll probably be pretty versatile.
Cool. Yeah, that's excellent. Good to hear. Awesome. Let me look through the Twitch chat again real quick. It's already 5:22. Man, time flies, and this lamp Antoine's doing is really coming along. I like it. I like seeing this stuff. It's exciting. Someone is wondering, how detailed will vehicles be? Will you have to take it to the mechanic every so often, and will you need to wash it or change the oil, so on and so forth? I can help answer part of this question. If there is damage done to your vehicle, you can call for a mechanic. They can drive out to your place. Well, not necessarily place, just wherever you are, if your car breaks down or something like that. And they can help fix you up. You will have to purchase gas in the game if you run out. Then you'll have to go get a jerry can for gas to fill it up. So you might have to go on a trek off the beaten path if your car just breaks down or you run out of gas out of random. So it could provide for some interesting gameplay experiences if you're forced to go to a place that you aren't really familiar with to seek assistance. But in terms of your car getting dirty, I think it's something John mentioned we might want to do, but it's not currently in the game right now. But yeah, it'll be more realistic than what most games have available to you. That's for sure. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add on to that, Motown,
No,
but
that pretty much covers what everything I was going to say.
yeah. Now, I guess off of that, the mechanic role, he drives around in a truck to help people, correct?
Yes, he has a
Like a tow truck or
like
something like that?
a tow truck that he drives around in, and he can repair vehicles on the spot, or in some cases, drag them back to an impound line with his truck.
Cool. So when you sign up to be a mechanic, would you say you're given that? Because that seems like a very vital part of the role.
Yes.
Okay.
When you sign up to be a mechanic, you'll have access to your truck immediately. You won't have to pay for any extra for it,
Cool.
and
Cool.
you
Okay.
only have it for the duration of the time that you're a mechanic.
Nice. So on day one of the game, would you say a lot of people might sign up to be a mechanic if they can't afford a vehicle?
I think some people will be able to, but there will probably be a limited number of
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. True.
that can play as a mechanic.
Nice. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Um, Dino Devon in the Twitch chat asks, "What are your plans on preventing people from trolling and breaking immersion?" Well, for official servers, RP isn't necessary, but it's highly encouraged. And we also have something called the stress system in place, which basically reduces the amount of damage you take if someone just goes guns blazing for some reason. So there are ways to prevent RDM or at least mitigate the risk. There are also places within the identity world where the stress system will be at max or at zero. So there will be places that are more dangerous than others where you will take full damage, and there will be other places where you will take almost no damage and be extremely safe. So there are definitely areas within the world that will probably suit your liking if you either like to be risky or if you just want to have a very RP centric time and not have people randomly be like, oh, give me all your money or you'll die, that sort of thing. So there's a little bit of something for everyone. And of course, in the private servers, there's definitely going to be a bunch of communities that is like super RP specific. And those server admins or the server administrators will be able to take action where needed. If someone is not, abiding by the rules, then they might get kicked. But once again, to clarify, for official servers, RP isn't necessary, but it is highly encouraged. Cool. Wow, 4:56 already. We'll take a few more questions and then wrap it up for the day. Too bad John couldn't make it. I assume he's just really busy right now. We've been up to our eyeballs in work as of late, but that's all right because we got you, Motown. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, he's had a lot to do.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy these past few weeks. Cool though, cool. Let's see. I want to take another one from the Twitch chat real quick. Lots of stuff about vehicles, but I'm probably gonna say some of those for John. Um, oh, here's a cool one. So is it possible to rent vehicles from NPCs to use them for your own corporation or job? Or will you only be ever renting vehicles from other players if they have like a taxi service and you want to work for them?
It's only other players, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't like rent uh, vehicles that you can use for your corporation. You'll have to purchase them and add them to the corporation like hangar, I guess, or garage.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So to go off of that, when I play this game, I want to be in charge of like a taxi service. So I'm gonna buy cars for my
Yeah.
taxi corporation. Um, and you just mentioned this pool of vehicles, this pool of assets. So when I buy a few cars and put them into this pool, do the people working under me have to pay for those cars, or do I just entrust them to them?
No, so you can entrust them to your employees
Okay.
when they pick up a fare. They pick up somebody. Um,
Yes.
a percentage of the fare goes to you
Cool. I like that. Now, this is
or to the
another.
corporation, rather.
Oh yeah, yeah. True, true. This is probably another edge case, but what happens if, one of my taxi guys just totally drives my car into the ocean or something, where it's completely inoperable? Uh, am I gonna have to pay anything, or I guess will insurance just handle that for me?
There's an insurance process involved in that. I think that's probably a question better for John.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, but good to know that I can do that sort of thing and pool together my resources and allow people to
Yeah.
to ride in my vehicles. Cool. We'll definitely be firing the people that drive them into the ocean, though, that's for sure. Awesome. So it's 4:58. We'll take a few more questions. Um, let's see here in the Twitch chats. Man, there's a lot of questions. Thank you so much, all of you wonderful viewers, for joining us. It's
Yeah,
nice
thanks,
to
guys.
see us like consistently over 100 viewers. That's pretty darn good for us. And welcome, it's Kane, one of our moderators. Thank you so much for helping out. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Just off of the last question, someone's asking, what if someone you drive doesn't pay for the ride? So if one of my guys lets somebody in their car, but they
They
don't pay.
if you're like a taxi driver, they won't be able to like they'll pay for it before they even get into your car.
Okay, cool. So they're like a menu will pop up and they can't
Yeah,
like enter the vehicle. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty standard and efficient way of handling it. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We'll take one more question. It's 4:59. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yeah, lots of people today. And also, once again, thank you, mods, for helping answer questions. These guys pretty much always know what they're talking about. Very rarely get misinformation out there. So thanks so much to Lightbringer, Pip, and Keen for showing up today. I can't find a final question. I guess I can answer Rush Rabbit. Can players kill your pets? The pets that you'll have inside of your house, I don't even think they'll be able to die per se because you won't
No,
need to feed them. They're just kind of there to like chill out with you.
yeah, they're self sufficient. You don't actually have to feed your pets, but no, they can die.
They can?
No, they can't.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
can't
I was
die.
like, I was about to cry.
Sorry, my
No, no, it's fine.
the way I pronounce can.
It's all good. But yeah, the pets you have inside of your house will be invulnerable to that stuff. They'll just chill out with you. Awesome. And yeah, well, that brings us to time. It's 5 o'clock. I like what Antoine's doing with these series of circles. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
it's part of the reference that he's using. He's probably has it off screen, so you can't see it.
For sure. Well, you probably gave him the reference, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Awesome. But yeah, I guess we'll just wrap it up now. Thanks so much to Antoine for streaming. It's really awesome showing these sort of things are done and oh, there it is, and the process behind it. That's a cool looking lamp. Thanks so much for Motown for showing up to help answer questions. Having the devs around is super helpful, and it lets the community know that, like, we are alive, we are doing things, and we are being, engaging with the fans. And that's a big part about, game development is just making sure that, you're both on the same playing field, that you both know that you're supporting each other. It's really great. I love these fan interactions you guys do because not too many companies do this sort of thing. So very special thanks to Motown for showing up and help answering questions.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you to all you wonderful viewers for watching us do this sort of thing. It's gonna be really cool one day to log into the game and say, you know what, I was there when he made that lamp. It's gonna be pretty freaky almost. Um, and yeah, once again, the mods, thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. Thursday, we will probably have Miroslav. He's gonna give me the final verdict tomorrow if he can stream or not. If not, I'll find someone else. But I would definitely like to get him on stream again. It's been a little while. But yeah, thank you all for joining, and we will see you guys Thursday.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, have a
Have a good
great night, everyone.